What's up? It's Dave Bristow here from Extreme Paint Studio. Today is about talking about how we can save money when we're practicing as a beginner. I've recently done a mural for an aquatic centre. It's an 8-metre mural. There's a picture coming up. The whole weekend painting it, and when I costed it up, I looked at airbrush paint and I realised that it is going to cost a hell of a lot of money to do that mural. So what I decided to do was buy acrylic paint and water it down, dilute it down so it could go through an airbrush. If you look at the cost of an acrylic paint, this 500 ml bottle is about £7.50. This 60 ml bottle of airbrush paint is about £14. 14 to 18 pounds depending on what brand you buy. So I've got 500 ml of paint for £6.50, £7.50, which dilutes down to about 2 litres worth of paint by the time I've got it ready to go through an airbrush. Do the math. You're going to save a hell of a lot of money. Now, because I was painting the mural, it's not the perfect, paint to go through an airbrush, but it's cheap and it works. So if you're trying to practice your dagger strokes, your blending, mural work, if you're doing mural work, or you want to practice shading and stuff like that, this is the way forward, because you're going to spend so much money on black paint, airbrush paint, and it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. So the amount of practice that you need to do with your airbrush, use this. All you need is a 160 GSM paper, which I use for this type of airbrush paint anyway. So 160 GSM paper and a bottle of this and some water, and you're good to go. Just after that kind of skimmed milk, might add a little bit of water to it, but seems okay. So next step, you've got another mixing pot. Obviously you can use paper cups, you can use whatever you've got to hand. All I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these mesh 190 micron filters, and all I'm going to do is pour it in there. It is a little bit thick, it's running okay. Might add a little bit of water to it. Just let that filter through. Actually, while I'm there, I could just put a little drop of water with it as well. Just to help. Now, if you've got little mixing pots and things like that, you can transfer it across to a mixing pot. Or one of your bottles, say one of these, just a clear bottle if you've got one, or a little mixing pot. You can pick these up off anywhere really, eBay, but there you go. Look, we can store our paint all filtered and ready to spray. Artist acrylic paint, you can buy it in about 30 different colours. So you can see you can kind of just do blending, you can mess around, you know, it'll go quite thin, it'll get you used to doing your lines, lettering, whatever you want it to do really. It's great for practice. As I say, it's not about creating hyper realistic art, it's about just getting used to the airbrush, becoming familiar with the airbrush. So for a low cost way of painting, you know, it's an option.